Oh, moyo, está calor.
It's been a long time. It's been like, I want to say going on 6 years, but with the way that the boxing game is right now, we had to come out of retirement. So there's a fight on today with Manuel Navarrete against Liam Wilson, who I barely know who that guy is. The real fight on the card that I'm really looking forward to is the Jose Pedraza Arnold Barboza fight. The odds that came out on the Pedraza Barboza fight, they're at minus 575 for Barboza. I think that's a tad high. I wouldn't, bet straight up on Barboza with those odds. So I'm going to let you know my picks and why. So first of all, Jose Pedraza has been around a while. I believe that he's in his third weight division, and he's he's just a wily vet, switches stances. He's got pretty good pop for a guy that's in his third weight class. Barboza is about 31 years old, and he's just an up and coming guy. But he's at the stage where, he's got to get it going. He's 31, I believe. So they're roughly the same size, give or take an inch or two on reach and or height, and they're I believe that they're way more evenly matched than what the odds say. So my thoughts on Barboza, when I was watching him coming into this fight, he's a good manager of distance, and by that I mean he fights going forward and backward, and he'll take little half steps back when you try to come forward and walk you into a shot. He's pretty good at that. And then when you want to go backward, he'll take half steps forward and press you, right? And then while he's pressing you, he'll try to counter you off of your counter. So his favorite combination seems to be not the 1-2-3, but the 1-2-1. So a jab, overhand right, and then he finishes with the jab. Okay, I believe that he goes to that combination due to his background. He's a former professional kickboxer, so he doesn't like to sit down on that hook because he's so used to kicking at the end of his combination. So that's why I believe he finishes off with the jab. I also believe that his way of fighting, right? So he's a good back and forth type fighter. However, he doesn't pivot like a traditional boxer should. And by pivot, I mean off of his front foot, he turns after a combination. He likes to go backward after his combination. And I believe that that's because he's used to kicking, right, at the end of a combination from his kickboxing background. Somebody someday, and I don't think it's going to be Pedraza, but somebody someday is going to follow him, and when he finishes his 1-2-1 and then takes a step back, or his 1-2 and goes back, they're going to follow him, and they're going to catch him with an overhand right or a left hook. And that's eventually going to be his downfall. Like I said, I don't think that Pedraza's that guy. I wish that he would sit down on his shots and be more of a pressure fighter, because that is Barboza's weakness is he's going to try to back up, take his half step back. He's going to get followed. He's going to get popped. And I don't think Barboza fights good going backward consistently. He takes a half a step back, but what happens when he's on the back foot? I don't think Jose Pedraza is willing to pay that price. So my first pick is Barboza by decision. Barboza only has like 10 knockouts out of 30 some odd fights. And I don't think Pedraza is going to win a decision. I think it's going to take him 2 or 3 rounds to get adjusted in there. And it's only a 10-round fight. So that's another reason why I'm picking Arnold Barboza by decision. He's 10 rounds is, I'm not going to say it's easy, but, when you've been fighting 12-rounders like Pedraza has, I think that is going to be to his detriment just because he's used to having a few more rounds to basically make adjustments and put him in the bank. I think Pedraza is going to run out of rounds. At Barboza by decision, you're looking at, I want to say it was a minus 275. So, I don't like to lay that much chalk. So we're going to look to parlay it with, and this is up to you, you can go pay a little bit more chalk and go never rated straight up, but those odds are minus 1,200. You're only going to get down to about minus 230, minus 240, which those ain't bad odds on a 2-fight parlay in boxing, right? I mean, if you're willing to pay $25 to win 12 or $250 to win 120, that's up to you. However, I would favor more value and pick Navarrete by knockout. He's got 12 rounds to do it. The only problem is Navarrete cuts a ton of weight, but he's moving up a weight class. I don't think that's going to affect him because he's just such a big guy. His downfall is eventually, he's going to get hit by some shots that he's not going to be able to take. He takes a lot of shots. I don't think the guy he's fighting today is gonna push him to that point. The guy he's fighting today has only been 10 rounds twice. So asking him to beat up Navarrete over a distance that he's never been, I think is not wise. So I think his handlers are probably cashing out on him, on a Friday night when nothing else is going on except basketball. They get to go on ESPN on prime time, and hope for the best. Even if he gets knocked out, let's say round 9 or 10, and he puts a good effort and puts, let's say, Navarrete on the floor, but loses anyway, I think that they're happy with that, and he's going to get more of a look. So those are my picks. Like I said, you could go Navarrete straight up and Barboza by decision, which is going to be really chalky, but that's up to you. Or you could get value and get plus money on Navarrete by knockout and Barboza by decision. That's where I would go. So stay tuned on more stuff. We're gonna come with a little basketball, some football, boxing, UFC. I'm not doing UFC this week on the channel because, quite frankly, the event tomorrow's trash and it's at midnight. So, but look out for more stuff. We're also going to get into some NFL offseason stuff, and I plan on having content several times a week. So, see you later. Stay tuned, and watch some fights.